All right. I think we all can agree that no one likes mosquitoes, right? Like no one. All right, let's talk about this film, Mosquito State. Let's get it over with. So yeah, let's get it over with. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the channel today for another review. Today we're reviewing the film Mosquito State, which is going to be releasing on Shudder August 26th. And quite frankly, and I know that serves some very good purpose, I'm just not a fan of mosquitoes. It's just always a rough time with them, you know, getting bit up, itching, reactions, all that other stuff. And I'll be honest, I didn't think this film was going to be what it was, and it went full blown. Here. If you have an phobia of mosquitoes, just don't watch this, because this, or bugs, period, this is going to test you alone. There's a lot of mosquitoes, like way too many for my comfort zone in this film. I honestly, to be honest, even the first, like, opening scene and sequence of this film, this animation and whatnot, as it explains to you like the anatomy of mosquitoes and how the reproduction of mosquitoes and all that other stuff, I could have been very okay with fast forwarding that, because I was just getting the itchies looking at it. And yeah, and even the beginning of the film, beyond that, really didn't start off good at all to me. Your lead here, played by Beau Knapp, Richard, he didn't talk for like the first 20 minutes. So he's giving you supreme creep vibes, because he's just a weirdo, whatever it is, because he just didn't talk. Like, people were asking him stuff and he was just giving them the silent treatment. I'm just like, dude, lines, please, lines. You know what I mean? I could imagine filming this probably was so fun for him, because he didn't have any lines for the first 20 minutes. And the film's only like an hour and a half, which means he only had like an hour of stuff maximum to do. And he, of course, wasn't on screen all the time saying stuff. So, like, probably was an easy little role for him, considering that's how it started off. So, like, yes, 20 minutes of him not talking, about 5 minutes of this animation in the beginning, and then the film starts. And here's what this film is about. So this dude is in a penthouse over Central Park. So he's living his best life. Because if you know anything about the market, you gotta have some money to be living in that area. So, like, yeah, just a tad bit of knowledge of real estate, and you know, like, this guy's loaded just because of that. But he works on Wall Street, and he's a data analyst, and he has this model, and basically, by how things are kind of going currently for him, both on his job and both by his research, it kind of reminds him of a swarm of mosquitoes. And okay, but here's the thing. That's the metaphorical part about this. Is like, and I'm not into stocks and all of that, so I don't know too much about it to draw the comparison here. But clearly, based on his model that they were showing, like, it reminded him of mosquitoes. So look, this dude gets bit by a mosquito, and the first thing he does is goes and Google or looks up a video about mosquitoes. And I started scratching my head like, who the hell don't know what a mosquito is and what does it do? So I was really thrown off by that. And I mean, this guy works on Wall Street, so he's clearly smart. And the fact that he's coming up with data models, he definitely has a high level of intelligence here. He had to look up what mosquitoes were, so I felt that was a real, like, so foreshadowing. I didn't like it. And then, like, there was news coverage about mosquitoes, and it's just like so much emphasis on this that we know something with mosquitoes really big is gonna happen. So yeah, dude gets bit by a mosquito, and as like anybody else, he, you know, had a bump that turned into a reaction. He started swelling, and instead of him actually Googling the most important thing here, like remedies, or I don't know, his doctor's numbers, or like, where can I get some Benadryl, my man was looking at what mosquitoes were. So this is how I knew this film was getting ready to start going down the crazy path of things. But dude went from having a mosquito bite to completely turning his apartment, his condo, into a mosquito Airbnb. He just became the host. Like, he got bit, and then he started farming them, and then a whole farm of mosquitoes was living in his place. By the way, there's a love story within this. He had this girl. He's very awkward. He had this girl, and everybody was like, whoa, how'd you pull her, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And she ghosted him after that. And he was kind of torn up by that, kind of torn up about how people were treating him on his job and whatnot. And by the way, I got to give respect to Beau, because I thought he did do a very good job in this very stale character, awkward person type of persona that he had to put on. I thought he did a good job, because it was super convincing in his role. And the fact that, like, his coworkers didn't get along with him, didn't agree with his model, didn't trust him, the pressure of other people talking about get treatment for his mosquito bite, the girl ghosting him. My man was just really going through it. And the only thing he found solidarity in was his little mosquito homies, who he started to command, because he, like, I think he captured, like, the mother one, and then she died, so that thus made him the leader, which, you know, I gotta be 100% honest with you. Beyond everything I said, which is entirely true, this felt like a straight origin story, straight out of a comic book villain. At some point, and I almost wished it happened too, that this dude just turned into the mosquito version of Baxter Stockman, because that's where it was going down. But like, if you really look at this film, it's definitely an origin story for a super villain. And of course, no one wants an origin story like this, because you want all this to be summed up in 15 minutes. And the fact that it was an hour and a half, that you just kind of like, okay, that's enough. I get he has to have an arch nemesis out there. I mean, he's in New York, so Spider-Man must be around waiting for him somewhere. Because, like, for real. And the fact there's the twisted love story, which ultimately, you know, is always the catalyst for somebody being mad about something. Losing their job, losing their girl, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Now I hate the world. I hate Spider-Man. I'm going after them. Like, and he's in New York. So, there's that. Where else do I go with this? Let's talk about the ending. Let's explain the ending. Full spoilers here. This dude invites his girl that he goes to. He finds her, and I mean, he's completely swollen up. Like, he got, like, lumps there, all that. Like, he did 5 rounds with a UFC fighter with no training crew. But he goes to the girl job, and he convinces her to spend time with her. And she loves wine, so she comes back to the place, being offered some wine, get relaxed. I think they go on there. I think she rejected her second bottle of wine. I think she was wined out at that point. He said he wanted to show her something, so he shows her his entirely a billion count swarm of mosquitoes, and he controls them. And for some reason, I think she's cool with it. I mean, she was cool with it, because she stayed over. I think they slept together. She got bit by a mosquito, but when she woke up, his deed for his condo was left for her. She inherited an apartment, some wine, and some mosquitoes, because my man decided that he didn't want to live no more, because the stock market was doing some crazy stuff, and I guess that made him and a whole bunch of other people broke. So this is his way out. So he goes into the CGI pond in Central Park and drowns himself. So she inherits a condo and an infestive condo with now her new homies. That's the story, folks. That is the movie Mosquito State. I don't know what else to say besides that. If you don't like mosquitoes, you might not want to check this out. I was really uncomfortable watching this, because I'm just not a mosquito person. I know there's somebody that's going to come say how good they are, how beneficial are. But like I'm telling you, if you get any itchies or feelings even listening to me talk about this, this is going to be one that you're probably going to want to avoid. But overall, as a film, I just felt like it was kind of a really slow burn, kind of weird. Performances was, again, Beau, I think, did a fantastic job in his role, because he's really convincing. But the story itself wasn't compelling enough to me, and it's not something I would want to check out again. So it's not like it was just a bad movie. It just wasn't, the substance in it just wasn't my cup of tea. But however, if there's a superhero somewhere involved in this, I mean, this could be interesting, because this is truly the origin story of a super villain. So at some point, you know, he went to the pond, and next thing you know, he got these big wings, and he flew out of it, and a big little nose thing, and yeah, so Richard Mosquito Bee or something. I don't know what they'll call him, but yeah, whatever. But yeah, folks, jump in the comments. Let me know your thoughts about this film. As always, folks, stay tuned because more reviews are coming to you very soon. Thank you for watching.